Welcome to 2RightAngles, your guide to creative advertising and junior advertising portfolios. We are your hosts. I am Sarah.
And I'm Francesca. We're the two women behind Book 180, the first global 6-month, all online, 100% female-owned portfolio school. Every show, we're going to feature two creative industry leaders discussing their current favorite workout in the world, and then we're all going to review a junior portfolio together. Discussing their current favorite workout in the world, and then we'll review a junior creative portfolio together.
So join us as we highlight good work and great agencies and ways to improve your portfolio so you can land your dream job in advertising. So today we're in for a really special treat. Our two guests are Amanda Sideris and Luc Alemda, and they are a mid-level team at Leo Burnett Chicago. And it's the very first time we've ever had Book 180 alumni on the podcast.
Luc and Amanda were in our very first group of students ever, and we absolutely love seeing them thrive working at Sam's Club at Leo. We are so excited for them to be here today. So let's get into it. Welcome, guys, and it's so nice to see you again.
And congrats for being the very first alums.
Thank you.
Thank you. We're so excited.
Yeah, it'll be a really fun conversation. And I mean, I know Francesca and I have been wanting to catch up with you guys and see how it's going. So why don't you tell us a little bit where you've been and the story, the very, very long story of how you guys finally were able to work together.
Our partners.
Go for it, Amanda.
So I'll start from the beginning of my story. So I started, I interned at two smaller agencies in Chicago, and then I got a full-time as a junior art director at Golan. So I started there, and then when the opportunity of Leo came at my feet, I was like, yes, please. It was very hard to leave Golan because I loved it so much, but I knew that it was time for me to grow and see what life had in store for me. So then I started as a art director, knocked that junior title off, and began to work there. And I worked and started on Bank of America, and then worked on the pitch for Sam's Club, and we won, woohoo. And so now that's what I work on, and it's when I brought Luc to come with me because I was like, I miss you and I need you. So now we work together at Leo Burnett as mid-level copywriter and art director.
It's amazing.
So exciting.
Yeah.
I mean, it's been a little bit of a journey. You guys, Luc, you guys have been trying to be partners.
Yes.
I think right after.
Did you guys previously apply to Leo, right when you graduated? So this this took a little while, right?
I was going to say too, I'm sure you guys remember the process of right after portfolio school, us trying to, we were applying to a few different places together as juniors because a lot of the internships weren't taking partnerships. Obviously, not a ton do that. But we were we were actually interviewing. We had several rounds of interviews at Leo. I think they ended up pulling the junior team off the table. So we were like, oh, this is never going to happen. We ended up taking different internships or first jobs. So I interned at High Dive, and then was at a few other agencies in Chicago the last couple of years. So FCB and then Dentsu. And then, Amanda kept me in the loop, was keeping in touch with recruiters and a bunch of other people. And she was just very determined to bring me on, which I'm super thankful for. And then, it worked out about a month ago, less than a month ago, actually.
Wow. Yeah, it's brand new. And I mean, I think that's such a testament to staying in touch with recruiters. Amanda, I think you're better at that than anybody I've ever met. You were I just really like the recruiter as a friend. So we check in and
are you kidding me? I love her.
Before you even school, I think you were in touch with her.
I know. So her and I and now that we're at Leo and we're colleagues, it's so funny because obviously we have each other's numbers and I'm want to go get coffee. And then it's remember when I used to stalk you? And she was I also would stalk you where you were at in your journey. So we're just really close, and it's just so funny. And of course she knew Luc because we were annoying the crap out of her together. But so it's just so nice to be able to, it's funny when people that you're like nervous to message become like your close friends at work, because it's such a like a dynamic shift, and it's really funny,
Yeah.
and it's just like fun, and just it's a weird feeling, but it's cool.
Good. It's like everybody's just people, like you
Yeah,
don't feel like you're
exactly.
one person.
Yeah,
Yeah, it is
exactly.
nerve-wracking messaging these
It
hiring
is.
managers, but they really are
Yeah.
just like usually very cool people, like on the other end,
Yes.
just also trying to do their jobs. So
Totally.
absolutely, that's so cool.
It's
And
so cool to see how like you guys have just grown so much in 3 years. Like you've done so many different things. Like Luke, you've been at like 4 places. Like it's
I know, it's crazy.
really incredible.
Yeah.
I know you guys were like our very first group of students, which we still think of as like one of our absolute favorites. We're like,
Oh geez.
remember the OGs? Yeah. Like, you always set the bar so high. And then remind me, you guys, I mean, you met at Book 180, right? Like you guys were in separate states at the time and like totally met at Book
Yeah.
180. And yeah, like that's
You
awesome.
just like
Yeah,
work together, yeah.
yeah. Our first campaign like was a campaigns class together. We were like, it was like one of the random. I don't know if it was like a wheel was spun where it was like matching us up, or like it was just whatever, a name generator. But yeah, we were randomly put together, and I think Amanda thought I was super weird when we first started.
Okay, in all fairness, he was in his girlfriend, shout out Liv, girlfriend's classroom, and he was like in this like tie with like this button-up shirt, and I'm like, is he doing this because I'm on a call with him? Like it was like I couldn't tell. And then I feel like Luke, you have a personality to you. You're funny, you're outgoing, you're like, but you have to crack that Luke shell. Like you have to crack that shell. Like he's not gonna be funny and like that right when you first meet him. And so I had to kind of crack that shell. But it was so fun to like work with Luke and like watch like the progression of our like friendship grow, because it's like I was like, that was you, like that doesn't
Yeah,
feel like you.
yeah, it
And
was
it's just,
crazy.
and I was like, Luke, remember when I thought you were so weird? And he was just like, no, it was just so funny. Something we laugh about now still.
Well, I think the first time you said that, I was like, no, like I didn't know you thought that. Thanks. That's super nice. But yeah, after like the first campaigns class, we had like, I don't even remember. I think it was it Josh's class, Amanda? And we like couldn't like, I guess, crack the brief in a way. And it was like so frustrating, but we were so determined to figure it out. And then it ended up being a super cool campaign. So then after that, whenever we had like a proactive idea or had another class that we like were able to choose partners, we were like, we got to partner up together. So
Yeah.
worked out.
At some point one of you reached out to me. I think it was you, Amanda, and you were like,
Come on, Sarah, it was me. You think
I
Luke would
know,
have reached out to
I'm
you?
just trying to like, like it was definitely Amanda.
Come on, my personality, I'm like, hey Sarah, need to work with Luke.
Hi, by the way, just so you guys know, Luke and I work really well together, and we'd love to be partnered up whenever possible. Like,
No, literally.
That's awesome. Well, I love that. I love that whole progression story. Like, I feel like that it just makes my whole week to hear like you guys are thriving and doing so well together, Leo.
And I think like what's important to like when finding a partner, I always thought to myself, like, what if I don't find that? And like, what if I don't find somebody that like I work well with, like in a work setting, and like will check me, like I feel like being checked in advertising is like really important. And I feel like for example, we're coming up with stuff for at Leo, and like Luke will just look at me and be like, no, or I don't think that's gonna work, or it could be better than that. And I think like Luke's just an easy person to set my ego aside and be like, no, you're right, I trust you. Like, and that's like knowing where he's been and all the different places that he's worked, and like they saw something great in him, duh. And so like it's just easy to be able to trust him, which I think is like something I felt like really early on. And yeah, so I'm like super grateful because that's like few and far between. And so even if I did think he was a little weirdo with his button-up shirt, I do think that he definitely thinks I'm a weirdo now, because we have some sitting in rooms and he's like, "You're crazy."
Oh, you have to be able to be like, "You're crazy" to your partner, and to
Right.
Of course.
Be able to say anything to them. Yeah.
Yeah.
We tell like prospective students all the time too, like when talking about partners, like when you find someone you work well with, like hold on to them. Like you never know what could happen. You could work with them eventually, and it's so true. Like you guys are a testament to that. So it's awesome to see.
Yeah, absolutely.
100%.
Now, is there anything that you guys have out in the world right now, like either things that you've done or things that your agencies have done, or just random things? Anything out in the world right now that you're loving that you want to give a shout out to?
Go ahead, Amanda.
Oh my God.
Oh, you want me to go? I can go.
Yeah, you go.
Okay. I think it was Nice and Frank did a really great campaign for Aura Ring. I don't know if you guys have seen that, but I think it came out earlier this summer.
Game 7, I'm gonna hit you my left hand. Should have seen this one coming. Kiss my Aura Ring.
It's so good. It's like super beautiful film, but then it extends into like social, and they did a bunch of out of home in New York City, and like I don't know, it's just a great insight that they found. It was basically like flipping the script of aging. I think they're targeting probably younger people, but the campaign features all like 50, 60, 70-year-olds that are like thriving in whatever activities they're doing now. Amanda and I were just like the other day going on like a deep dive of just like current campaigns that are like killing it or getting a bunch of attention, and that was one that stuck out to both of us. We were like, that's so sick. We would love to do something like that.
That's awesome.
That's so good. I think like it's also really hard to nail a campaign for a demographic that you haven't lived through. Like I could write an easy campaign for like 10-year-olds or like, and I feel like it would be easier to come up with something for that than like something that I haven't lived through yet. Yeah. And so it's kind of like you need to talk with people and see like how they would feel or things like that, and or just like try and put yourself in their shoes. And I think it's like a really good exercise to try and do that, even though it is really hard. But yeah, when Luke showed me that, it was actually recently. So when Luke showed me that, I was like, darn, that is really good. We were just looking through books and good work yesterday. And but yeah, I love that one too, Luke.
Yeah, it's cool. The line is "Give us the finger." It's like Aura Ring, obviously. So that was cool. And then I think to that point, like finding an insight like that speaks directly to a specific like subculture or niche is like super. Obviously, it's great to find awesome insights, but when it is so directed, I think that's cool.
What about you, Amanda?
I think, well, Luke and I were again talking yesterday, and we were chatting, and I just really love the last barf bag that Dramamine did.
Dear Dramamine, I'm writing you on behalf of the barf bag community. We've noticed for a while that quality barf bags are getting harder to find. People rarely use them anymore, and they certainly don't appreciate them. Your product works well, but we wonder if it maybe works a little too well.
Would you say that Dramamine is killing the barf bag?
Man, Dramamine sucks.
If they died, they should die with dignity. with jalapeno linguine.
But it just comes out and it sprays all over Felipe.
Right now I've got about 7,500 different ones.
Who has Dramamine been hurting for 75 years? Barf bag collectors.
To collect something that no one else collects.
Apparently you throw up and then disappear.
That was so cool.
Yeah.
It's bigger than the brand.
It's a great exhibition. This is fabulous.
You never know what to expect when you enter into a barf museum.
If you could save them, would you?
Not for barfing.
This is not a barf bag.
Dramamine is celebrating its 75th anniversary.
75th anniversary of both Dramamine and the invention of the barf bag.
Sickness drug says it's so effective.
The last barf bag.
Wow, that is weird.
It was just so well written, and like the case study video for it was like so good. I'll have to send it, but I think it's always like finding that it's like the easiest thing. Well, okay, Dramamine is so good, so barf bags aren't being used. It's like, okay, well, yeah, no duh.
Yeah.
And it's like there's like where you find it, and like I think now even more so than like in school or at like my last job at Golan, I just find that like sometimes it's that like little tiny nugget, and of course like you learned this in school, but like it's that little tiny nugget that just like is perfect. And when you find that like nugget insight, it's like, okay, yeah, like that's my campaign. It could just be as easy as that. It doesn't need to be this like huge elaborate situation, but like when you blow it out and you make it more elaborate, I think it's just really interesting. But yeah, I really love that one. It's funny. It's funny.
Sounds funny.
Yeah, it's really funny. I love that insight, and it's so true. I actually was just on the flight from Illinois, and I was like, who like uses these barf bags? I was literally like,
yeah. And it was like you just like watch that like you just watch like the quality of them go down over the years too, and they're like, who's even using these? Yeah, and it's like, is this even gonna hold anything? Yeah. So I know, it's funny.
I'm excited to take you guys through Michael's work. It's really interesting that you guys are mid-levels and like, you know, you've been working for a few years now, but it's like you remember like just a few years ago, like looking for a job, like you were pretty recently in it. And so I think you have like a really interesting perspective on like student portfolios now, because you can remember like making yours, you know. And I'm excited to take you through Michael. So Michael Batchelder is a copywriter and recent Book 180 grad. He's in LA, and he was just like such a dream student. Like he's kind, he's an easy partner. Like I remember working with him, Francesca, during the 360 period, and just being like, oh, you should just like get together with this person and work on this campaign, and like, oh, show him your work for this. And he was just always so willing to be like, oh, okay, cool. Yeah, I'll do that. Like he was very open to suggestions, very flexible with working with partners, and really very funny. Like, we'll go through it, but like his Planet Fitness stuff is some of my favorite student work that we've seen. So anyways, I'll let you guys give your first impressions though on what you think when you see Michael's homepage here.
Very calming. I like the background.
Yeah, the colors.
Super simple. I mean, I feel like Amanda, you can speak to like the design a little more, but as a writer, I feel like the work, or I mean, once you're clicking into the campaigns, that's what really matters. And there's not a ton of like confusing interface here. There's not a ton of extra fluff, which I think is nice. And yeah, you get a little bit of a sense of his like personality from his little like logo. But besides that, I think it's pretty simple and straight to the point, which I like.
Yeah, I would agree with Luke. I think that like I'm interested to see like, is there reason, like what's this background? Did he take this? Does he like have a reasoning why? If so, is it in his about me? That's kind of where my brain went. But I think copywriter portfolios, I do love when it's always straight to the point. Whenever I look at them, I'm like, okay, I don't need fluff. I don't need you to have a design niche and reasoning, like why. I mean, mine was matchbooks, and it was like very me. But it's like, you're a copywriter, I'm an art director. Like, it's gonna look different, and I like when it looks different. And straight to the point. So yeah, I would have to agree with Luke.
Now, do you typically go to the About Me page first, or do you jump into the first campaign, or is it really just what catches your eye? Like, how do you guys tend to navigate through books?
I feel like whenever students ask me to look at their books, or if I end up on a student book page, I typically go to About Me first, just to get a sense of their personality, or see if they have anything interesting mentioned, any side projects or things like that. With people in the industry already, if they have an interesting campaign or a thumbnail, then I'm like, oh, I want to see that. I'll hop to that. But I think student books are a little different. I feel like I typically go to About Me first. I don't know about you, Amanda.
Yeah, I do too. I like seeing the person and seeing who they are, so that you can connect with them a little bit more. I don't know, it's nicer to see faces. After COVID, I feel like I craved that, of being what do you look like? and what does your work look like? And I want to connect it all together.
Yeah. I completely agree. I tend to go to About Me first, but I totally get people's perspectives when they're like, I don't want to know anything about you. I don't want to muddy the work up. Yeah, but I really do like seeing I envision this person now working on this work, it just adds an air. Yeah. So this story on Michael's About page about Michael
cracked me up when I first read it. It was so funny.
It made me laugh so hard. I actually told my husband about it later that night at dinner.
I was about it too. I was like, this is so funny.
It reminds me of something we would do for my sons, and I find it so endearing. Basically, he made dinner, and they called it Michael's dinner for years. And it turns out it was just a calzone, but every time they made Michael's dinner for the rest of his life, and I thought that was the cutest thing.
Yeah, I feel like you see a little snippet of their personality. It's an encompassing line or story that you can kind of gather what they're like from.
I love Michael's About Me. I think this is so near true to him, and it's just adorable and sweet and kind, and shows you that his creativity comes from generational creativity, and being able to have his parents just foster that relationship is super important. See that and know that he's somebody that would want somebody to grow and be fostered in that sense is adorable. So I love this. Love.
That's such a nice way to say it, Amanda. It's so true. Luke, we use your side project about making your grandmother's recipes all the time as examples. So
that's cool.
Really, we do use it almost every presentation still that we give.
Wow, I'm honored.
We talk about it a lot.
I showed that to her. She thinks she's a celebrity, and I'm like, no, there's probably a total of 1,000 people that have ever seen this, but honestly, she loves it.
Yeah, because we sure
a lot of colleges have seen it.
I just think it's such a good story that when you had that piece in your portfolio, you really did connect with an interview over it. Had a great conversation,
Yeah, it's funny. So, when I was interviewing for internships, I'm Filipino, so all those recipes are my grandma's Filipino recipes, and this ACD that I was interviewing with was also Filipino, and he was super interested, and he was saying how his grandma cooked something differently, but it's just an interesting connecting piece. And then actually it's funny, literally 2 years later, so I didn't end up taking that internship, but 2 years later on my first day at Dentsu, it was me and one other guy onboarding the same day, and it was him. It was that ACD.
Wow.
And he was it was really crazy. Yeah, it's just such a people always say advertising is such a small world, and it really is. But then we weren't on the same account. We never would have interacted otherwise. But every other week we would just have a coffee chat or whatever, and just check in. And he was a great mentor to me, and just that kind of came out of like that one connection in an internship interview that I didn't even take. So yeah, it's like a cool way to book is like a cool way to get your personality in there.
That's what we tell students too. Like, don't just be like bland and vanilla, because if they didn't like introduce a little piece of their personality in your book like that, you would have never like that bigger connection with them, which is just, it's so cool. And I love that it's like transcended over the years.
I know.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Back to the homepage, you know, I think that, you know, I loved like his aesthetic image too. I think that it says like kind of like retro LA a little bit, you know. But how do you guys typically go through the work? Do you go first, last? How would you want somebody to go through your book? This is always a big discussion for students.
First. But now that I'm on the other side, I go all the way down to the last one and then go all the way down up to the first one and compare the two, because you normally put your best one first and your one that you may not like the most last. And so everything you put in your book, you should be able to like be like, I love this, but it's like picking your children. So I remember having to kick multiple things to the curb, and I was like, no, but like it happens. So I would say I go last to first. How about you, Luke?
Interesting. Yeah, that is interesting.
I always just go through as it's laid out. Maybe I don't think about it enough. You seem like you've put some thought into this, Amanda.
That's the order that they want.
Yeah.
I tell students to do, sometimes I tell students to put like their best one first, their second favorite one last, and then their third favorite one second, in case, because I've heard people do that.
Yeah.
It was like my biggest fear to have people do that to me, and I'm now my biggest fear. Like that's what I do.
Yeah. I always like putting either your second or your third favorite like last, just in case somebody jumps like first, and then let's compare it to the last. Exactly like what you do. And I usually bury my least favorite one into the middle somewhere.
Kind of in the middle somewhere.
Yeah, nobody really knows what the order is at that point. Okay, let's go last first then. Okay, so this was an activation they did with Fortnite. So essentially, I don't really play Fortnite, my kids do, but you have to shrink storm circles and be the last one standing, and it takes 5 minutes and 15 seconds for a storm circle to close. So play the case study real quick.
Any Fortnite player knows the game is all about surviving shrinking storm circles and being the last one standing. Kraft noticed that in the 5 minutes and 15 seconds it takes for the first storm circle to close, over half of the players are eliminated. That gave us an idea, the biggest stride for snacking and gaming since the invention of the pause button. Introducing Drop, Hide, Heat. First you drop. Then you hide to outlast the other players. And here's where we come in. Kraft's Big Cup only takes 3.5 minutes to make, leaving you plenty of time to heat up that cheesy goodness and make it back before the next storm circle forms. We're partnering with Twitch influencers around the web to start the trend organically. Out of home and new packaging will help promote this new hack alongside our streamers. The result? More wins for players and more wins for Kraft Mac and Cheese. Now that's what we call a victory royale.
Did they make this case study video?
They did, yeah.
That's incredibly impressive.
Good, right?
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was cool. The insight, I feel like the insight is so smart. Just like the timing, like it's so cool. It reminds me of, there's a couple campaigns out there I feel like that use Fortnite. The Wendy's one, I don't know if you guys remember that a few years ago. And there might have been a Heinz one too. But it's just like smart because like that's such a specific amount of time like that you wouldn't think about otherwise. But it like focuses on gamers like playing Fortnite, but it also like if you see this campaign, like now I'm like, oh my gosh, I can make mac and cheese in 3 minutes. Like I don't even really play Fortnite, but I'm like, oh, that's pretty quick. So I feel like it's double for that. So it's cool.
And the thing that Francesca and I thought was so smart about this campaign, and they worked with a lot of instructors, I think, too, like in the 360 period, to sort of like nail down how they were going to execute it. Because I think all of them had this like the timing insight, right? They were like, there's something we can do with this, but they really didn't know at first where to go until they finally realized like, You know, it would be really cool and like more real is if we didn't like do anything within the actual game at all. Because I think that's where everybody's heads were at first. Like, oh, maybe like during the storm circle, like a button pops up on screen, like a craft partnership or whatever.
Yeah.
But that's like unrealistic and really expensive to do. And it's far more effective and interesting that they just like did all of this like other executionary stuff like around this insight, and kind of like Kraft just did their own campaign, but they didn't have to actually partner with Fortnite on anything, you know?
Yeah. It's smart that it doesn't hinge on like Kraft being inside the game. Like it's basically them hacking the platform. I feel like you're always preached like as like when you're pitching ideas that the idea should be able to stand on its own without a real partnership, and like that's what makes it strong. I think that's cool.
Yeah, absolutely. Really thought this was a smart one. And yeah, good case study skills too, which is always fun for sure. Okay, we'll go to the one before this. So we'll go opposite today. So this is for Planet Fitness. This actually won a Book 180 semester award for rest of semester new audience. But adults age 50 and older aren't getting the recommended amount of physical activity, even though some of the most costly chronic conditions in that age group can be prevented or managed with exercise. So they essentially targeted retirement communities and nursing homes to like start going to Planet Fitness. It's the judgment-free gym, so it's the perfect choice for seniors who want to flex their muscles and flex their age. Flex Your Age was the tag. And I don't know, I love this campaign. I think it's very Michael. Like you can already tell the aesthetic feels like so retro, but better than just okay, boomers, flex your age. Gymfluencers in the making, flex your age. Granddad bod, leg day, and bingo nights, flex your age. Crush your pills and your PRs. Grandma fixed you another plate, flex your age. Like I think the writing on this is just so funny.
Yeah, those are funny lines, and I feel like they're
right.
They're really like, I mean, I think any age group would think these are like funny. Yeah, like they're just like clever. That grandma fixed you another plate one is so funny.
I know, and I love the line better than just okay, boomers. Like it's so good. And then they had a really smart activation where they would have golden hour, but they kind of kick out all the youngsters, and it's like a time each week where the seniors can have a distraction-free workout. They would play like music from their era, like play like Judge Judy on the TVs, like just, you know, a lot of fun, you know, generational goodies for them to experience during those times.
I love it.
Yeah. I feel like this like is a strong like campaign overall, but the line, I'm glad he put the headlines at the top or like just under the top, because those are all really smart, and doesn't even necessarily matter that they're like these out of homes or whatever. It's just like good writing.
Is this AI?
This is AI here. This bus.
It's no, I think go up.
Those these are AI? Oh, probably, yeah.
And when I tell you that this is so hard to do and have them look like the actual people, and I'm incredibly impressed. Like, this is so hard, and like,
it might have been a little photoshopping, like heads on bodies here, but
yeah, which I think is like so even hard to do too. Like trying to marry the two without making them look like a bobblehead is like, I'm impressed. Like this is very not easy to do, and it's a great use of AI too. So props to them.
Yeah, this is really good. I almost want to see like these. This is so minor, but it would be cool to see, I think, these like stills before the TV or like in conjunction with it, because you kind of skim by them here.
Yeah, you're right.
Like I would almost put them tinier and have them be 1, 2, 3, 4 above.
Yeah, like kind of like right here. Yeah. And then I love the shuttle.
Love.
I love the shuttle.
Yeah,
that's a smart idea.
Yeah.
I would even say, like, I would even debate putting the shuttle before the TV.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think some of his partners did that.
Yeah.
A
Okay.
little bit easier.
Yeah, I agree with that. And then elder creators on TikTok to get them in for a workout. It's just like a smart final piece here.
Yeah.
Every day.
Yeah, that's funny.
Yeah.
I like this campaign.
Okay, cool. So on to GLAD. Michael and Vanessa worked on this in their build outs class actually. And they had a really fun insight that like what we throw away reveals a lot about who we are. And sometimes who we are can be embarrassing. So, questionable snacks like rash cream, ripped pants, like you don't want your trash bag ripping so people can like see your secrets. You don't want the scents to get out so people can like smell your secrets. You want your secrets safe. So your secrets are safe with GLAD. You've always known that he's the one. Your secret is safe with GLAD. Your hinge date thinks you're vegan.
Oh, that's funny.
Is safe with GLAD. And grandma's in good hands at your house. It's safe with GLAD. All right, what do you guys think about this campaign?
To start, I mean, the insight is so funny for this brand. Like, it is very true. What you throw away reveals a lot about who you are. And it's funny, I would never think of GLAD, their tone is a little different than this in real life, but that's like the beauty of a student book. You can do anything you want. Like, this is a funny twist on what's typically like a very bright and like commercial brand. I think it's cool.
Yeah, this is like a little dark for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. My brain immediately went to murder. I don't know why. But you see it? Am I the only one?
Yeah, I do. I see it. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know why, like, your secrets are safe with GLAD, and I saw a black garbage bag, and I was like, murder. Okay, I think that, like, I agree, 100% agree with Luke. I think that this is so smart. I honestly, when scrolling, wasn't expecting it to look the way it did, which I think is really interesting. I was expecting it to be bright and white, and until Luke said that, I totally agree. But yeah, I think
exploration in this one. Like,
oh my gosh, I would have loved to see the other rounds too. That's so interesting. Yeah, no, I love this. They really did a really good job, and I think like insight's always everything, and like you could always change the way like a visual looks, but if I really find that I find the most about a creative when their insight is so strong, and I think that's really this is hilarious. I love this.
That's funny.
Yeah, this is awesome. Yeah.
Yeah. I like the brand partnership. I think that's really smart.
Yeah. Those are cool. I just saw I don't know if it was a student book or a real book, something similar to this where it wasn't even a partnership with the brands, but they just made like references to like the brand without saying the name. This feels very similar to that, where it's like using borrowed interest, like making obvious references that people will understand to like boost your brand. I think that this is a kind of similar to that. It's really cool.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, really fun campaign. This came together really well over the course of 4 weeks and build outs.
Wow, it's impressive.
Okay, so this is their campaign for UGG. And essentially, like, I thought this was really cool. They positioned Uggs as the shoes worn by NBA players, like off the court or like prior to the game instead of sneakers. And I thought that was like a really interesting way to spin.
Love this.
Elite comfort.
Again, these darn insights pop off.
I know.
Good. So good.
Champions know that victory begins off the court. They never let their guard down. They know that strength is built in the kitchen. They spend their days reviewing game footage looking for weaknesses. Champions know that victory can be snatched away at any moment, so they never get too comfortable.
Really smart. Oh, and then they would have different like NBA team branded Uggs.
Those are cool.
Love.
Improve your horizontal. That was really a smart line.
Yeah, that is.
Never.
Yeah, I like this. I feel like it's like slightly unexpected for like this partnership, but I feel like there's a player that wears that's worn or it's like a fashion type of player that has showed up in Uggs. I don't know if they mention it, or what, but that's cool.
Yeah.
I think they should move this one up. The
This
Ugg
one?
Lounge. Yeah.
Oh, move it up
That's
above.
so smart. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Because that does look like a cool lounge to hang out in.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's just giving like comfort to the max.
Yeah. You know what else is cool? And I actually think it's interesting and smart that this isn't like blatantly stated, because I think it just does it well. But the brief that the instructor gave them was to advertise Uggs to men, because it's typically like a female chosen fashion choice. And so this does that so well, like their target is men, and they like definitely like kind of reframe what Uggs are with this campaign.
That's cool. I feel like in a couple of these campaigns we've seen like a strength of Michael's is like cultural references or being like making connections like with things that are relevant right now. I feel like you can kind of see that personality come through in his book. So I would say that's like a big strength of what we've looked at so far.
Yeah, he's so LA.
So LA.
So LA.
Ugg is so LA.
So
love it.
No, it's cool that Michael was an LA student. We've had a couple of them, but it's hard for a lot of students who are on the West Coast to take our classes right now because, as you guys know, they've always been on East Coast time. So it's cool we're opening up a Pacific time zone curriculum next semester.
Oh, that's cool.
Because you rock?
Yeah, because we're expanding and we're growing, which is awesome to see.
That's great.
It'll be really interesting to have, so like when you think about time zones, then like Eastern time, the classes will be running from 6:30 p.m. till like 12:30 a.m., which is crazy. Like, well, the class
That's crazy.
Start at 9:30, so it's actually been cool.
That's crazy.
I know, so many classes. Oh, and this actually reminds me of something else I wanted to talk with you guys about. Shout out to our amazing new PR team, POV agency, who helped us come up with this idea. But we have an idea for fall and moving into next year where we'll have alumni clubs in each city, since there's so many alumni in different cities now.
That's cool.
Yeah, we were thinking you guys could maybe help start the Chicago chapter. Yeah, the Chicago book.
That'd be so fun.
That's cool. Yeah, it's so fun to keep in touch with I was literally fully remote from all of Chicago students or anybody, but I'm still buddies with obviously Amanda and so many other students that we were in classes with. So it's so cool.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and I have three of my closest friends book 180. It's so crazy that and now Anais lives in Orlando, but we talk, and then it's just, and Caden and Macy they live 2 blocks away from each other, so it's really cool that we still have this close-knit friendship that I never would have thought I would have gotten from portfolio school post-college, but I'm so grateful, and it's really fun fostering those relationships, because it's a different level of you've gone through the ringer together, so you know how you are during stressful times and know how to bring each other out of stressful times, which I think is hardest in a relationship, but we had no other choice. So I think it's fun. It's cool. It's it's such a unique friendship, and I love it.
Yeah, and I mean, even the circus, I went to the circus, they didn't have chapters, but even now one of my favorite creative directors I found out went to the circus 6 or 7 years before I did, and we're still in touch. So I feel even now people don't even realize they're going to meet Book 180 connections 10 years from now that are going to help them, and you'll have that alumni network as we grow. We now have over 100 alumni, which is amazing.
That's incredible.
Isn't that wild?
Congrats.
Yeah, congrats, guys. This is amazing.
It all started with
so
you.
amazing.
All right, I want to show you guys one more piece because I love this campaign so much, and then we'll wrap up because I know you guys have to get back to your real jobs now. But so they had this campaign for Wise, and I'll just show the prints, but I thought this was so Wise is like an international money transfer system, and they used this idea of like a world tour for artists to like show how the money can transfer and what's it called? Because I'm like so brain dead. Like when the money converts to the other currencies.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yes. Yes. Converts to other currencies. There you go. Via like artist names that have dollar signs in their name, which I thought was just like a really clever execution.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so
really cool.
Freaking cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, not even really knowing what Wise is, I feel like you get a sense with these like out of homes, like the currencies obviously pop out. I think this is really cool.
Yeah, and who knew there were so many artists with currency?
50 pence is hilarious.
It's so good. It's so funny. You can always party like it's your birthday.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they have a playlist. Like I really love this campaign, and you could exchange. That was the word I was looking for. Exchange your money. So smart.
Yeah,
so
this is smart.
If we were to take one like sort of like lesson from our discussion today, what do you guys think you would leave with students who might be listening?
You can go
Amanda?
first, Luke. Nope, you go
Thank
first.
you. That's really nice of you. I mean, I think throughout Michael's portfolio, you just see like little pieces of his personality shine in his work. Like obviously the About Me and his homepage have a little bit of that, but like you get a sense of his tone and like his interests in each piece of his work. I think that's super important, especially in a student book. Like I feel like a piece of it, I don't remember where this advice came from, but when we were interviewing for like our first jobs, it was like, your book is super important. And if you get the interview after a creative director looks at your book, it's basically just like a vibe check. Like they liked your work enough. They just want to make sure. Yeah. They just want to make sure that like you're a cool person or you have interest and things like that. So
I would have to say, Luke speaking to an individual themselves, I'm going to speak to just like the whole process in general. I think that keeping the people around you, this is like a good life lesson too, but even keeping the people around you that like they make you feel comfortable and safe, but that push you, I think is so important. I think like to have somebody that like wants your best interest, like when you're in a review and somebody's like, I think this could be better, like they know something that you don't, and like what a beautiful thing that they're able to share that with you. You can't grow without messing up. You have to admit that you're not the best and you have to grow. So even the best creatives in the world don't see themselves as the best creatives in the world, which is crazy, but like they don't. Yeah, I'm eternally grateful for Luke, but also like you guys also to just like have taught me things like that as well. So thanks, and I hope that's what people can take away.
That's great advice. Actually, it really is. And I feel like it's, one thing we kept returning to again and again is having like humanity. And you both mentioned this a bit, but like humanity in your book, like being able to find a real truth about like an audience, but just having humanity throughout the work and those human insights really is what stands out, I think, in Michael's portfolio.
Yeah, definitely.
For sure.
Well, thank you guys so much for being here.
Thank you.
Yeah, this was fun. It's good to chat. All of us together again.
I know. We can't wait to see all the cool stuff you guys come up with working together. So please keep us posted and send us all the amazing things. And big thanks to Michael for letting us review your pretty much entire portfolio.
Yeah.
So thank you. And we can't wait
to see
where you end up as well.
Great book, Michael.
Yeah, great book, Michael. You killed it. Love.